Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on the Alien Xenomorph from Agora Models. We're working on stage 54 today, which is the left hand 3, and actually it is also part of the forearm. Let's get the parts out. I'll stop talking while I'm messing with the noisy paper bag, but then we'll review the parts. Always make sure that there's nothing left in the bag. So in here we have the wrist. Let me double check. Let me see what they call this thing. The wrist. They call it the wrist joint. Or this is the wrist joint, and this is just a bracket. This bracket actually holds the wrist together, I believe. Yeah, there's a little indentation there for where the axle for the wrist is going to go. You got the palm, you got the left radius. We have a couple of tubes, which these tubes, I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the other arm, and I'm just going to put them aside and put them on after the skin is glued on. Seem to work pretty well. And in here we have magnet, the little axle, 2 screws, and let me just double check. There's nothing else in here, so we're going to drop these in here. We're going to close the flap. We're going to see if I can find a marker, and we will put 54 on here. There you go. That will identify that for me when it comes time to put the tubes on. And what I'll do is I'll do the same thing I did last time, which is go back and actually look at each one and put them all on in one video. I think I did that. That might have been somebody else. Actually, no, it was me. Okay, so that is taken care of step 1. Not going to do it. Not going to do the not going to do the pipes at this point. And this is still drying, but it has the magnets here. So it should be a simple matter of just laying this in here. You can see where this opening is going to go. We'll just lay this in here like that. And then I'll drop magnets in, and they should all fall into place in there. Before I put the magnets in, though, I got to put some glue in there. And it's going to be a little bit more than just kind of drop it in there. It's going to be put them in place kind of gently, make sure they're in place. Make sure that, the key thing is I don't want them traveling all over the place. And I don't want them to pull off the ones from the outer skin, which is why I have left those magnets on the outside. That one popped into place just right. Again, using the normal super glue at this point. Let's see, this one here needs to be pushed down into the hole. There we go. There's the third one ready to go into place. And this is so much nicer with the magnets on the outside than it was fighting to get these things in place that I did before. And you can see it's actually doing its job. And it's probably these ones that are holding it rather than the ones that are glued on the inside of the on the inside of the arm, or the skin, shall we say. Okay. Whoops. There went one or two of them. They're now attached to the outside. No glue on them though. So I should be able to just gently pry them off of here. Come on. Stay where you're supposed to be. That was almost bad. Magnets flying around the shop, and there are no spares. Put glue in the last two places. Push this one down. I'm trying to make sure that I don't glue myself to the model. Nobody would ever do that, I don't think. Maybe I know somebody who did, though. Okay, that last one wants to be a pain in my butt, but okay. What it was doing was it was riding up, it was up on this lip and would not slip down in. But now, all of the parts are in place. The placement of that one is kind of interesting. Or not the parts, all the magnets are in place. So this part, the skin will now hold on until I actually pull it off. Let's go ahead and set that aside and press on. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to get out the 3 screws. And everybody say it together. 1 extra. I've said that I don't know how many times. We're going to get out the axle here. Come on. Having to coax it out. It doesn't. It's shy. It's a little bit stage shy. And then we'll take the axle and plug the axle into this hole here. Axle is just going to go through here, which is going to allow this to move pretty freely. We're going to take the wrist from the last stage. You can see there is a groove there, 2 indentations there for where the axle, for the axle to sit into. There's the problem. Sitting here going, why isn't it going in? You can see there are those 2 dots there that this has got to pop in through. And that is actually the tensioner for the wrist. Okay, there's one side. Try and get the other side. There is a lot of tension in this spot. Let me see. Let me see if I can ruin a ruler. There we go. And like I was saying, it's not going to move until I actually put this down. We've got the same grooves in there. We're going to pop this down on top of this, holding it. Nope, still not. I was going to say if I can hold it in place, I should be able to move that. Don't want to have to fight with it a bit. Axle just fell out. There we go. That's what I was trying to do, is get it right there. So now I can pull that back out, flip this back in here, maybe. Now the axle does not want to go back in. Come on. There we go. There's the sweet spot. There we go. In there, just like that. Get it centered up. Put this piece over top of it like that. And then we'll grab the 2 screws one at a time and tighten them down to hold it in place. One started. Let's get the other started. If it'll hold on. Does not want to stay on the end of the screwdriver. And I have to remagnetize the screwdriver soon. I just need to figure out where I put my magnetic block. I bought an actual magnetic block for that and used it, cleaned up the shop, and put it somewhere. It's that magic word, somewhere. It's probably sitting on top of my hard drive. It's not. It should be somewhere directly in front of me, but I don't see it. Make sure that these are both tight. So there you see the wrist in place. Oh, that makes sense. I'm going back in the instructions and taking a look. That makes sense. The reason it was so hard to get that part in there is this connector that I put in the last issue wasn't supposed to be there yet. I put it in the last issue. Next thing it says to do here is put that connector in. And then it says to fit this in and glue it. If I remember right, I did not glue the other one because it fits in there so well. The pins lock it in place. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pins, or 6 lugs, 6 pins. If for some reason I can't get the pins to go in, then I might have to glue it, or if a pin breaks. But I don't think that should be a problem. The only problem is getting the pins lined up. Come on. Okay, there's 1, there's 2, there's 6. And you can hear it squeaking a little bit. But without, and I'm not doing any fill and putty on this, without having to do the fill and putty, this is in place. It's going to stay in place. I'm not going to glue it. And that, my friends, is all there is to do in stage 53 of the Alien, or sorry, 54 of the Alien Xenomorph. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Leave a comment. I really appreciate comments. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video.